Come on. That's what we're talking about. Oh, talk about a bloody heart attack. That was a game to remember. I swear to God, I feel like whenever we play bloody West Coast, it feels like we seem to have really close games. We did one in 2019, I think it was. 2019 had a real close game. So, wow, gave me a heart attack. But a win is a win. As they all say, you got to win them. You got to be in them to win them. And I'm just happy that we bloody won this game. Takes a bit of pressure. Takes a bit of pressure off Ooze. And up Cairngorms, because it's the whole bullshit of we weren't going to win a game. We win maybe 2 with 3 wins in to a season, and we're not even halfway through. Now, I feel like we should have probably won by more. But as I will say, I'll take a win no matter what. So, end score was 11 goals, 15 to 81 to 11 goals, 13, 79. So, 2 points. 2 points. 15 lead changes in that game. It was 9 or 10 by halftime. So, it was up there. Probably maybe, I don't know if it's for the most all time for lead changes, but it has to be up there. It was bloody scary at times there. I didn't think we were going to win it. Tom Brown. That might go down as a school on how to do a diving tackle. We've all seen the North Melbourne player knocked a player out, and that was just class. He dived for that tackle, come back. He was in the play before as well. Punched it, got the ball. They got away with it. Tom Gross was going in to probably kick the sealer. Probably would have kicked it to win it. And he just came out of nowhere. Just did that pace on him. Didn't realize he had so much pace. But it is good to get a win. Good to be back on a win. It was an ugly win. I will definitely say that. Probably not one of our best wins we've ever had. But we do keep West Coast down to 0 wins still for the season. So that is some good freaking news because we needed it. I don't care what anyone says. We definitely needed that every day of the week. So just go over some stats. So probably I'll go a couple of players anyway. Sam Banks had 28 disposals. Probably his best game. Probably a few times he overused it. But it was good to see that he ended up having 28. Next one was 29, Tim Taranto. He was all over the ground and hunting and chasing. And they must have put a tag on Taranto because I'm pretty sure at one stage he was leading disposal together going into halftime by 21. So they shut him down pretty good, which is probably what hurt us a little bit near the end. You can see that Taranto didn't have that run from Taranto, which kind of hurt, which was good to see. Probably is definitely, Banks' best game. Taranto had 27 disposals and 1 goal. That was great to see. Really enjoyed seeing Taranto have another good freaking 2 quarters. We'll say 2 quarters, but that's what you want. Hopper had 24. Seth Campbell had 19 and 2, so he's gone back to Seth Campbell's averaging his 2 goals a game again, which is bloody insane for a player I don't think he's even played 25 games yet. So it is showing you that we seem to have all these little players in our team. And he seems to have some good poise, good pace. I love one stage they put him near the middle. McIntosh had 19. He kicked a point. He did quite well. I wouldn't say he had his best game. Nate Curvis, quite surprising. It was a pretty even battle in that rock contest. I really thought we would have more of an advantage. In that ruck contest. But it seemed it was a pretty even contest. I think they won in the centre clearances. So I think at one stage we were losing by like 6 or 7. But I kind of want a bit more out of Nank for that game. I think he was playing up against a couple of second ruckmen, not probably their number 1 ruckman. But lucky it is what it is. We still won. I don't really care about that part. Luke Traynor, 18 disposals. Now I think that's probably going to be. He's probably going to get a fine for a couple of flops during the game. And I think that one of those players probably be on suspension, as I'm pretty sure he got a punch in the face. But I think you guys want to put a comment in, but we do agree that Luke Traynor will deserve a NAB Rising Star nomination this week because I'm pretty sure he's averaging nearly 18, 19 disposals. So I don't know how you don't get a freaking NAB Rising Star after the poise and leadership you show there. I wish he kicked that goal. I don't know what was going with that ball. If you guys noticed it, Tom Sims kicked to Seth Campbell was a shank. A couple other goals they shanked, and they just didn't spin right. So Nick Foster had 18. He was good again. Tom Lynch, 2 goals, 2 with 17 disposals. Yeah, a little bit inconsistency from Tom Lynch. I wanted him to kick straight a bit more. It was a little bit disappointing that he only kicked 2 goals. Could have kicked 4. Probably could have kicked a few more. But want a bit more of Tom Lynch as that leading presence because there was no Jeremy McGovern. So McGovern was out. I think it was through concussion or an injury. So you feel like Tom Lynch should have taken this game by the scruff and just won us the game off his own boot with the best defender in the competition not playing. So, you want that to be a bit better than what that was. Jack Ross had 17. Noel Bolter had 16. A bit with Noel Bolter, I would say Noel Bolter was a little bit out of it. A little bit iffy with the ball. Sam Lawler, I'll go to Sam Lawler, had 15 disposals. If you guys saw it, but that last quarter after Harley Reid kicked that goal, Sam Lawler got into him and tried to pin him for hold the ball. And they had each other by the jersey. And they were going at it. It was just great to see. Sam Lawler wasn't taking his shit. Sam Lawler seems to be a player that loves a fight along with Jonty Fall. Tom Brown had 1 goal, 1. Would like to give him kick 2. But had that goal-saving tackle. So that was good to see. We ended up winning disposals for once, 352 to 331. Won the kicks. Disposal efficiency were pretty shit. Inside 50s, we had 54 and kicked 11 to their 50 and 11. So we probably need to find a way to tidy up those kicking inside 50. I kind of feel like near the end we started to blaze away. At that first 2 quarters, we seemed like we kind of lowered our eyes and aimed for the targets. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. Free kicks were 22 to 23. Hitouts we won. It says 40 to 38. But this is the part that concerned me a little bit. It was total clearances. It was 34 to 35. But then you go down to center clearances and it says 9 to 16. So that's an absolute thumping in the center clearances, which is probably what got Richmond got West Coast back into the game with allowing those center clearances because they were easy exits from the middle. We did win stoppage clearances, 25 to 19. So that's a bit of a positive. We won contested. We lost uncontested. What else do we have? Interceptions, we won 65 to 56. So that's a bit of a positive. We won marks with 70. We won by 1 mark, 73 to 72. Inside 50s was 10 to 11. Contested marks was 12 to 7. So nothing over the top. And time in half was the time in front. We ended up leading the game for 78 minutes. They were up in front for 36 minutes. So wasn't the greatest. Tackles, we probably need to put a bit more effort in. Probably Jack Graham alone nearly out-tackled us, but we had 56 tackles to 17. So at one stage, I think our pressure rating got dropped down to about 158, and theirs was up to about 210. So in that third quarter where they start to have that fight to get themselves back in the game, they definitely we lowered our attention to detail and our kicking and allowed the pressure rating for the other team, so West Coast, to get back in the game because we allowed them to get that pressure going and we just started to fumble the ball. So 1%ers, we need to probably pick up on that as well, 52 to 39 their way. From what I know, there's no injuries out of today's game. It was tactical sub from Thomas Dow. Thompson Dow wasn't really having his best game. Where would we go? Thompson Dow. So he had 14 disposals. So he probably was right. Probably actually was right around par. He wasn't too far off. But I thought maybe the idea is they wanted to bring James Trezise in as the sub to allow maybe that steady left foot on the wing, because Dow is a bit slower, I think, and he doesn't seem to have as an elite kick as James Trezise does. And look at the goal kickers, because it was probably all around. It was probably good to see that there was some talls and there was some short kicking goals, because we do need that. We tend to rely too much on Tom Lynch, and if we're going to do it, we're going to win some more games. We're going to need these small players to come in and kick a bit better. So Tom Lynch, he kicked 2-2. Would have loved to see that being 2-3, a bit more, just to make it a bit easier on the smalls and Jonty Fall and Tom Sims. But a lot of the other, Tom Sims still played pretty good. Ryan Mansell, I had this in my last video when I was talking about what was going to be going into the game. Ryan Mansell, I think, because he had those couple of weeks off, I think he's slowly building himself back into match fitness. Kicked a goal last week. This week, you could see why Richmond rate him so highly. There's talk about him going into the leadership group next year because he's getting a lot better at it, and that's what he actually wants to become a leader of the club. So he ended up having 2 goals, 1. So you definitely see that having someone like Ryan Mansell, who's played, I think he's like 60-something games now, in our side is actually a really good to have around. And it's good to have experienced small forward in there to help out the Seth Campbell and all that stuff. Seth Campbell kicked 2 goals, as I said before. Tom Brown kicked a goal. Hugo Ralph-Smith probably wasn't his best game, but he kicked 1 goal, 1, and pretty sure he pretty much kicked the ceiling goal for us. So that is great news to see. Probably want a bit more from him, a bit more better on his usage. A few times he kind of just sprayed away or took too long to get rid of the ball. Nank, the old tank, had one. Tom Sims, for his first game, kicked a goal. That was good to see. Got a big boot on him and a great pair of hands. If you watch the highlights afterwards, if you just watch him, they had him in his scan report where he was a really good mark and he loved the overhead clunkers. So got right up and just bang, clunked it. So it was good to see. Tim Taranto kicked a goal. So Timmy Taranto seems to be having a goal spree this year, and that's what I want to see from Timmy Taranto as a midfielder, showing the young mids on how we're going to do it. A little bit sad Kane McClough didn't snag that last goal right at the end. That would have been magnificent to have. Would have sealed it for us, but kicked 2 points. Steely Green kicked 1. McIntosh, Ross, Luke Trainer. A little bit disappointed we didn't see Sammy Lawler kick a couple of goals. He tends to light on fire, but it was still a good game overall, and it's what I wanted to see. I kind of hate that it got down to 2 points. I had us booked to win by 24 points. I think most Tiger supporters would probably say the same thing. I thought during our games this year, we've showed a bit more fight than they have, but they won. It was an ugly win, I will have to say. I felt like we missed a lot of targets. We sprayed a few opportunities. But obviously, like I said, everyone's got to remember we are still a very young side. I think we are equal second, or we are up in the bottom 3 for the youngest team and least experienced team in the competition. So, to me, I feel like every win we have is probably like a 5-10 game boosted experience for these players that are getting these wins. So, guys, this is my first live. This is my first live video as well, so I'm a little bit nervous. Hope you guys are liking it. If you could please leave a like, a comment, and then maybe subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying it. Or leave a comment on what you saw from the game, what you liked, what you didn't like. Maybe something we could talk about tomorrow or during the coming weeks. Things we need to see improve. I know we're not here to win flags, but 3 wins in, we were told we weren't going to win a single game. So it is great because we had 2 wins last year for the whole entire season, and now we're at 3 wins already, and we're not even at the halfway mark yet. So it's another big week next week against North Melbourne, and I'm pretty sure that will be at the MCG. Just give me a moment, I'll probably check that one. I'm pretty sure it's another Sunday game. Yeah, Sunday, same time, 1:10 at the MCG against North Melbourne. So who knows? Maybe we'll go back to back. Maybe we'll have 2 wins. And maybe we'll go into the season with 4. That will then probably give us pick 2 and 3 still. But that also, that's great for the North Melbourne death ride. As all Richmond fans know, we are riding the living shit out of North Melbourne to lose more games so we can get picked 2. So that's probably gonna be it for this episode, guys. I just my first time doing it, so it was probably good to get some of the fresh thoughts that were in my head from that game, because the adrenaline I was starting to feel a bit crook because the adrenaline was running through my blood just from that game. So at the end of the day, all I want to say is well done, Tom Brown, saving tackle, and also at the other end of that, up you, Cornsey, for not believing that we could win this game. So. All right, guys, that should be it for this video. I know it's probably a little bit jumbled and it's all around, but it's my first one. I just wanted to maybe dive into the deep water and give it a crack to see how we go and how I feel about it. Do I like live streams, or do I just want to stick to the pre-recorded? But I'm going to do probably some live streams before and after wins and go from there. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not too fancy at this right now. I'm slowly going to be getting better at this as we go along. But I just want to thank you guys for everyone who tuned in, who even watched it for 10 seconds. Every single one of those seconds means something to me. And I'm just trying to get myself somewhere in this YouTube content sort of process. So, all right, guys, until next time, stay safe and don't forget, go Tigers.